will go in an entirely different direction. That joke is funny every single time. I never will tire of that joke. All right, what are we playing for? Ben Rector, right? No.
Seal. Keller Auditorium, June 10th.
Ooh, and he's doing his music from the last 30 years, so that will be a wonderful, wonderful show. So here we go. The category is pool, as in like a pool table, including the cue ball. How many balls are on the table at the beginning of a game of 8-ball pool? Yes, sir, right there. 16, he says. You are correct. Yep. 7 stripes, 7 solids, and the cue ball. Congratulations. And the 8-ball, of course. So Vance Joy will be out here in just a moment. Thanks again for listening. Just want to let you know about something super cool happening at KINK starting today for the next couple of weeks. It's a KINK flyaway to Vegas to see U2 in their new residency in what is likely the most technologically advanced concert venue in the entire world. It's called the Sphere. And this place is just spectacular. I've been reading about it, and man, I'm just geeking out. It's got a video screen the size of 3 football fields. It's just incredibly clear. You're going to want this. So how you win is you listen for U2 songs. We do it at 8 and 10 in the morning, then noon, 2, 4, and 6 in the afternoon. When you hear it, enter that song title at kink.fm, and you're in. And I guess I have nothing else to say. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming. All right. Vance will be out here in just a minute.
Everyone throw your hands in there if you like Vance Joy. Beautiful. Thank you.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and once again, welcome to the PNC Live Studio here at KINK. I am Gustav. It's so cool to see all of you guys here once again. I want to say a big thank you to my fellow on-air conspirators like Mitch from the KINK Morning Show, also Jared, who you hear at middays, and of course, Peggy LaPointe from Sunday Brunch is here as well. Round of applause for all my friends at KINK, everybody, who you hear each day. Yes, we are live, we are local, we are here. So, we are so excited for this next musician. We are so lucky to have him, and it's great that he's coming and doing this. Just want to go over a few really quick rules. I'm sure that every one of you have one of these in your pocket. Can you just make sure it's on silent, please? That would be awesome because we don't need any ringtones or anything like that going off during the performance. Also, you're more than welcome to take pictures and video. Just keep it to sort of a short minimum. Don't sit there the entire time doing this, as it can be a distraction. Also, you'll notice we're in a pretty small performance space here, so noise does carry. Just be aware of that as well. And once again, we are so lucky to have Vance Joy performing for us today. He's coming up in just moments. So let's practice a round of applause for Vance Joy right now. And he'll be here in just moments. Oh, and one other really quick thing. After he's done performing, I'm lucky enough to talk to him once again. He's always a great interview, so please do stay and hang out for that. I got some questions for Vance Joy. And then we're also going to do a big group photo as well, all right? So hang out for that. We'll be doing a group photo with Vance Joy, which will be a lot of fun. So he's up in just a matter of moments. Sit tight, and thank you once again for coming. Okay, that was awfully quick. All right, remember what we practiced? Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Vance Joy. And with him is Kelly, who's playing the trumpet.
Hey guys. Hey, Gustav, thanks for having us. Thanks for being here, guys. It's such a nice space. I've been here a few times, and every time I come in, I'm always like, oh, it's lovely. Like, this feels like a concert. So sometimes I've done, I did a little song set at a radio station once. It was at like my first ever visit to a radio station, and this is like 10 years ago. And I actually don't remember what city I was in, but the radio station wasn't prepared for me to come in. And I just came in, and I remember it was just like a bunch of officers. And I was like, hey, and the guy's like, oh, hey, I was like, oh, I'm Vance Joy. I'm here to play a few songs. And he's like, oh, okay. And they were just so unprepared that he just brought me into the cubicle where he works. And I just sat in the cubicle with him like this far away. And he was like, okay. And there was like no one else watching, just him at his desk. And I was like, okay. And I was like, this song is called From Afar. It's about unrequited love. And it's just like, he's like looking down. He's just like, it's one of those things like we're just like, I'm like, second chorus, almost over. Anyway, okay, good times. So you can understand this is much better. This song is called Missing Piece. I've been waiting for the tides to change, for the waves to send you my way. I see you, darling, but you pixelate. It gets hard to take these days. But we're hold the line, I won't let go, 'cause I'll be there when you can finally make it on. And I don't mind, 'cause we both know that we'll be fine when you can finally make it on. Because when I'm in a room with you, that missing piece is found. You know when you're by my side, darling, nothing can bring us down. I remember happy wasted days, summer's golden haze in our eyes, lifting you above the breaking waves, memories floating back to my mind. You said, hold the line, I won't let go, 'cause I'll be there when you can finally make it on. And I don't mind, 'cause we both know that we'll be fine when you can finally make it all. Because when I'm in a room with you, that missing piece is found. You know when you're by my side, darling, nothing can bring us down. It's like when you're far away from me, I get lost in the crowd. Because when I'm in a room with you, that missing piece is found. Oh, I won't waste a minute when you're here, and we're finally in the clear, when every day is like the last. I just keep holding fast, because when I'm in a room with you, that missing piece is found. Oh, you know when you're by my side, darling, nothing can bring us down. It's like when you're far away from me, I get lost in the crowd. Because when I'm in a room with you, that missing piece is found. Oh. Thank you. Alrighty. Thanks very much. Okay, got a little short set today. Got 3 songs, and you know, you'd think that 3 songs is like not an intimidating amount of songs, but when I was starting out playing open mic nights, they gave you 3 songs to play, and I remember I was so nervous about playing that I knew that I knew at least 2 of the songs off by heart, which is crazy. Like 3 isn't that many, but I just knew that the nerves would get the better of me and that I might forget some lyrics. And so for the second song, I wrote a bunch of the lyrics on my forearm in like a black marker, and you quickly realize when you're up there that there's no chance that you're going to have the composure to like play and look and read at the same time. It's just like your brain is just like, all right, just like make it up. Anything you don't know, make it up. But I think I know this one. This song is called Clarity. The day began like all the rest, a frantic beating in my chest, a panicked reeling in my brain, perspective lost but nothing gained. I was so stuck inside my shell until the ground began to sway. I realized what mattered most to me when the stars began to fall right out of the sky and the seas were rising up. I had one thing in mind, it was you, it was you, it was you. It was you, it was you, it was you. When the road began to crumble in front of my eyes, there was only one person I wanted to find. It was you, it was you, it was you. It was you, it was you, it was you, darling, hey. The precious moments that we shared, you slowed time down inside my head. I wish I'd found this clarity while I still had you close to me. But I was stuck inside my shell until the ground began to sway. I realized what mattered most that day, when the stars began to fall right out of the sky and the seas were rising up. I had one thing in mind, it was you, it was you, it was you. It was you, it was you, it was you. When the road began to crumble in front of my eyes, there was only one person I wanted to find. It was you, it was you, it was you. It was you, it was you, it was you, darling, hey. It was you, it was you, it was you, darling, hey. Thanks very much. All right. So, set closer, and it's been a pleasure. So thank you guys for being here. It's nice to be back in town, and yeah, we're playing a show tonight, the Keller, I think. Yeah, it's going to be nice. I heard it's a really beautiful venue. I think it's our first time playing at this theater, so it's going to be really nice. That's later in the song, that part, so we'll get there. I'm going to play the song backwards. I was scared of dentists and the dark. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. You're the magician's assistant in their dreams. Oh, and they come unstuck, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat, 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Here's this movie that I think you'll like. This guy decides to quit his job and head to New York City. This cowboy is running from himself. She's been living on the highest shelf. And they come unstuck, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat, 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. I just wanna know if you're gonna stay. I just gotta know. I can't have it any other way. I swear she is destined for the screen. Closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you've ever seen. Oh, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat, 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Oh, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat, 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Yeah, I got a lump in my throat, 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Kelly. Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vance Joy and Kelly on the trumpet. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
You know, it's interesting hearing Riptide and hearing the beginning of your set with Missing Piece, I just now realized this. There's sort of a progression as far as an almost like overarching relationship goes there.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, am I wrong? I mean, it's like you've kind of got this, who am I? I'm trying to figure myself out. What am I doing? And then, oh man, I really miss you. I can't be there with you. It's like this progression, if you will. I just realized that.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there's some kind of way that your songwriting evolves, and it definitely reflects, where you are in your life, even if you don't intend to put it out there. You just write from, what's happening and how you're feeling. And so I think, that the story of Riptide, I think, even though it's a bit stream of consciousness, I definitely think it's like, I'm just thinking like the cowboy looking, kind of searching for a place in the world. There was something optimistic, but also kind of bittersweet about that song, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. The latest album from you, In Our Own Sweet Time, it's amazing. It's been out for a little while here. And the idea behind the album, I kind of feel as though this is a more sort of personal release for you. You're speaking more from a first person kind of perspective on this, if you will.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was nice. I guess obviously 2019 I had a couple of songs under my belt, but in 2020 and 2021, with the world slowing down a bit with COVID, I had a lot of time to just chill on my own, and I spent a lot of time with my partner in Spain, which was really lovely. But I was outside of the rush and the kind of usual routine of touring and promotion and stuff. So I think some of that kind of steadiness found its way into the songs.
Well, Missing Piece, I understand, was written for her, right? Who's now your now fiance, by the way. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. This was something where, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this was during COVID, so you were either locked in one country and you couldn't get to another, or vice versa. This might have happened with both Australia and Spain, if I'm right.
Yeah. I think when I always love like a romantic song or a love song that has a bit of that bittersweet kind of can't quite make it work, or you're hoping, or there's that kind of wanting and that thing in the distance that you're trying to grasp at. And so I think I already liked that, but then when I was kind of experiencing that, it kind of probably helped me write that song. And it was also nice to write a song that kind of had some kind of relevance to some stuff that people were experiencing in during COVID, with like just being separated from family and friends and their partners, and I was like, wow, it's, I didn't force it. I wasn't like, I need to write a song that has a...
I better impress her.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm not going to force it. And not try and, do it like too thinking ways, just like let it happen naturally. And that song came out pretty naturally.
It's a beautiful song. There's another track on the album, Catalonia, which did you actually go and visit Catalonia when you were in Spain and then get inspired to write that song? How did that work exactly?
Yeah, I was in Barcelona, and I guess the broader region is Catalonia, and that whole area is beautiful. And so I went traveling around there a little bit and explored it. And but I came back. I was actually, after about 4 months of being there, I came back to Australia, and I spent 2 weeks in a hotel doing quarantine.
Okay.
And I was like trapped in my hotel room. I really liked that period of time, actually. So I think that must be, maybe it's not healthy that I enjoyed it so much, but I was like, no responsibilities. I get a knock on the door at 8 a.m. The breakfast comes. I just watch movies, and the cricket was on, which that also could be someone's nightmare, but luckily it wasn't my nightmare. It's like watching a game that lasts for like 5 days.
Right.
But I enjoyed it. And then during that time, I did a Zoom songwriting session with my friend Dave, and he was like, I was thinking you should write a song about some of the experiences you've had over in Spain. And I was like, okay. And then, I was like, I don't know, like having a song called Barcelona just feels a bit too on the nose. And then he was like, how about Catalonia, like the broader region? And maybe that could be, it doesn't have to be exactly that place. It could be like, used as, maybe it's a person's name, maybe it's, a bit more broad. And so we ended up writing that song, and I was a bit shy because I was like, I know the people over there are very proud of their place, and they're very like, this is our culture. So
they have their own
like,
language and everything.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
this Australian who basically doesn't speak any Spanish.
Your Spanish isn't very good.
And they have their own language called Catalan. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I was like, I'm going to offend some people. But actually, I think it comes from a place of love and appreciation. So I think, yeah. it
Have there
feels
been
good.
other places that you've visited where you've taken that sort of environment, if you will, and worked it into some of your own songs as well, without actually titling the song, like Melbourne or
Yeah.
something like that, for example?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think it does kind of come in, not as directly or as intentionally as that song, but even with a song like even with Riptide, you sometimes you have an idea of a place in your head, and there was a place I used to go on holidays with my family,
Sure.
a beach town, and there was a motel we stayed at, which was called the Riptide Motel,
Oh.
and it was like this it was like a pretty like 2-star kind of a place,
Right.
And,
No cricket watching, no hanging out.
No, it wasn't as nice as the quarantine hotel room.
Sure.
But I don't know. I think that place made an impression on me. So that word was in my head, just lodged in there. So it was just waiting for, I guess, that right moment when you're writing a song and you need something colorful with a bit of
Nice.
teeth, and then it came up. Yeah.
We are just over a month away from a live album being released, live at the Sydney Opera House, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I've seen the picture of it. This is you in front of what looks like tens of thousands of people. I mean, how did that all come together?
That was cool. I think we had a great time touring in Australia, and it wasn't as expansive as an American tour. Australia's a big country, but we've got less stops in between all the big cities. So it was like 11 shows in total, and I guess Sydney is like in the middle of New South Wales. It's like, so it would have caught a bunch of people that were fans in that kind of general area. And just the forecourt of the Sydney Opera House is basically the most iconic spot in Australia. And then it's on the steps. So we were on stage looking out at the Opera House, and like 10,000 people. It was pretty magical 2 nights, and we were nervous. Actually, one cool thing was during the set we played a song called Georgia, and during the song some fireworks just started going off next to the Opera House.
Oh,
and I was like, who paid for that? I don't remember. I was like, is this coming
so
out
they
of
weren't
the
planned? It
Yeah, I
just
was
kind of
like-
happened.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't sign off on that, but I was like, this is great. I was just like, I didn't know we had the budget for that. But it was a total random thing. Someone else had just decided to have some fireworks on their property nearby. So
That's great, because it could have been dangerous and terrifying, but it turned out to be a good thing at the Sydney Opera
it
House,
turned
which
out-
is great.
It turned out to be perfect.
That's good. That's well. Speaking of being out on tour, you're playing tonight at the Keller Auditorium here in Portland. We're all super excited for that show. I've seen pictures of you when you're out and about, like playing various cities. You've done everything from skateboarding to playing in the snow to all sorts of things like that. What have you enjoyed doing in particular when you're not on stage? If you're in between towns or just stopping somewhere, like what do you like to do with some of your free time?
We had a couple of good off days. Yeah. We went to a spa.
Went to a spa. Oh, all right,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fancy. Yeah.
It didn't really happen, but we were like, this is going to be the spa tour of Canada, because Canada was so cold, and we went to this hot springs. So we did that one day. That was really good. I think it's supposed to make you feel better, but I think after that day we were all really tired because we had some beers at the spa, and we were like,
oh, all right.
I'm like, I think I need a day off now after the spa.
Yeah,
day.
exactly. Beers at a Canadian spa. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
That was good. And I think there's another spa day. Are you going to that? Yeah. Tomorrow. Yeah.
Wow. So I can see
work
clearly
hard.
where the
We work very
priorities
hard.
lie here. Well, again, we are super excited to see you tonight here in town at the Keller Auditorium. The latest album, In Our Own Sweet Time, from Vance Joy, with a live album coming as well. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Gustav. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
We're going to do a quick photo. So if you guys can hang out right here, we're going to figure out how to do this from up on stage. Maybe if you stand on a stool or something. The idea is, oh, there we go. Now we got more light. If some of you want to stand in the back, maybe that way we can see all of you.
Yeah, it was a bit of a group kind of. Okay.
Put your hands up. Everybody throw their hands up.
Okay, cool. Awkwardly stand in front of you now. But I'm gonna block some people.
You kneel down a little bit. There we go.
I feel like it's gonna be just my head.
All right, everybody, put your hands in the air.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming, you guys.